Hey everyone, what is up? Welcome back to Fate Stay Night. Don't have a ton to say. Let's just go ahead and jump right back into it. We are continuing the Fate route. I believe this is where we are, right? Okay, yeah, it says second day, so that's where we are. I had to crackle at me again. Classic, classic. My awakening is dark. Perhaps I just don't dream much, but unless something really special happens, I always seem to have the same dream. What I imagine are swords. I don't know why it is, but this is the only thing that comes into my mind. There's no meaning or reason to it. It may just be one of the aspects making up Emiya Shirou. There are no dreams to dream. The only things I recall from sleep are things I was taught a long time ago. For example, about magi. Even if I am an amateur, if I'm a magus, it's only natural for me to understand the kind of world I live in. Frankly speaking, a magus is an exception who deviates from modern society, but even exceptions must band together to survive. Father told me that the group of magi is called the Magic Association. He also said that I shouldn't associate with them. Don't associate with the association, guys. Why not? The Magic Association... Hold on. I thought I was gonna sneeze. I didn't. The Magic Association hides magic and organizes magi. They basically keep watch to see that magi do not affect society with magic, but the strange part is that they do not prohibit misuse of magic. According to Kiritsugu, the Magic Association is only interested in the concealment of magic. Even if a magist carries out his research at the expense of the lives of many ordinary people, the Magic Association will not punish him. Their priority is that magic should not become public, so they do not ban magic. So, they're crazy people who think you can do anything as long as you don't get caught. Anyway, the surveillance of the Magic Association is thorough. Most magical research would cost the lives of ordinary people, and as a result, the existence of magic would become public. So, the association does not allow research that would harm society. So magi stay at home and research quietly, while the normal world carries on unmolested. Hence, magi only try to hide themselves to escape the association. So, perhaps I just don't know it and a magist lives in this town. I hear Fuyuki City is a spiritually excellent area. Such an area always has a distinguished magist with a history. They are called the Second Owner, an elite, and the association entrusts the area to them. Magi who would live in the area must visit them and obtain their permission to construct a workshop. Looking at it like that, we're thieves living here without the permission of the landlord. Father was an outlaw who cut his ties with the association and moved here without the consent of the administrator Fuyuki. The owner doesn't know that Emiya Kiritsugu was a magist, and Kiritsugu didn't know who the owner was. With reasoning like that, I think our position is ambiguous. Father, the real magist, has passed away, and I, his son and pupil, don't know the Magic Association and have not the skill to be a magist. From the association's point of view, they would want to catch an amateur like me doing things, but I've seen no movement yet. No, I've heard that Japan is relatively hidden from the eyes of the association, so I think I've just not been found out. But that doesn't mean I can let my guard down. People say that the eyes of the association are everywhere. On top of that, if you commit a crime with magic, the heretic hunters of the church will come after you. Good lord. These guys sound ruthless. Magic Association doesn't care if you get a bunch of innocents killed, just don't get magic banned. Right? And you commit one crime with magic, you're getting hunted down, bro. That just means that whatever you use magic for, lack of care will create enemies. I, Emiya Shirou, just have to study independently, taking that into account. I wake up to see the sun shining in through the window. The sun may have just risen as it's still a bit dark outside. Same, man. I mean, are we going to school today? I mean, I'd assume so. I wonder what the heck's gonna happen. Like, if anything interesting is gonna happen, at least. Because, I mean, we weren't there with Rin. So, I don't know. Maybe nothing happens. I get up, trying not to be defeated by the morning chill, and quickly fold up my futon. It's 5:30. One of my strengths is waking up at this time, no matter how late I go to sleep. I do sometimes make mistakes and wake up late like yesterday, but I usually wake up early. Since I let Sakura do all the work yesterday, I have to return the favor this morning. I should finish preparing before Sakura arrives. Yeah, probably a good idea. I cook rice and make some miso soup. It was radish and carrot yesterday, so I make onion and potato miso soup today. I also make the usual broth, egg, and broth boil, and I'm done. I cut and salt the sorry? What the heck is that? And stop just before cooking it. We're looking that up. What is that? Sorry. A long, slender-bodied, edible marine fish with an elongated snout. Okay. Just a type of fish, I guess. Never heard of it. It's almost 6 o'clock. I finished earlier than expected, so I have some extra time. So, what should I do? Oh, dang. I thought I was about to get a choice. That's probably what I would have done anyways. The morning exercises are my daily routine, so I'll go and stretch my body a bit. The empty dojo is quiet enough to brace myself. In the morning when the sun has just risen, the silence has a holy feel to it that fascinates those who come here. There's only one thing to do now that I'm here. Since Kiritsugu died, this place has become a gym to train my body. Even a magus cannot neglect to train their body. One of the requirements for a magus is to have excellent physical abilities. Okay, so you're not going to get those generically scrawny mages like you get in other worlds, right? Or like other fiction. They have to have physical abilities in this game, or this world. While Kiritsugu was alive, we had many matches here. Well, it was pretty much him beating on me, so I didn't learn anything about how to win in a fight. That's tragic. I feel like he should probably be holding back a little bit, but I think I learned the difference between a fight and a battle. In other words, I was taught the difference between killing your opponent and beating your opponent. Knowledge and experience are different. Unless I know in advance, it's hard to tell whether I'm involved in a fight or a murder. Oh. It's a simple story. As long as you learn magic, you might destroy yourself, and times will come when you have to fight. For a magi, a fight means killing each other. So I think what Kiritsugu wanted to teach me was to prepare my mind for the prospect of death. But it's been a while since my teacher passed away. On my own, all I can do are simple exercises that anyone could do. Dang. Being a magi sounds brutal. I know he admires Kiritsugu and all, but maybe it wasn't for the best that he adopted him. I don't know. That's no slander on Kiritsugu, but being a magus sounds like a pain, man. It sounds like it's like a whole different world. After warming up by stretching, I start my exercises, keeping my attention inside my body. I comprehend the flow of the magic circuit, the friction in my bones, the distortion in my thinking during fatigue, all while I'm training.
120 150 170
170 what? Oh, push-ups. Even a simple push-up can be training for the magic circuit if I put on mental shackles instead of metal weights. Excuse me. As I don't have a teacher, exercise like that of club's morning practice is an important part of training. Okay, I respect the grind. I don't know. I know a lot of people that couldn't do 170 push-ups. Gotta be honest. I don't know that I could just bust out 170 push-ups like that. It's probably get in better shape and be able to bust out 170 push-ups like that, but...
朝食の支度なら済んでる。あとは食器の支度と魚に火を通すだけ。あ、それならお手伝いします。食器の支度は任せてください。
Didn't you, like, just ban us yesterday? from setting up the dishes, or just like you kept us from doing it, and now you're gonna try and roll in when we make breakfast and do it? Nah, we got it. Sakura is cheerful. Behind that admirable junior.
この匂いはシローの卵焼きね。そっか、今朝はシローの朝ごはんなんだ。
Fujini moves slowly to the table, concerned only about the food.
あれは放っておいて。
First, I have to cook the fish I prepared.
さくら、皿は真ん中のやつ使ってくれ。その方がうまく見えるから。
Dang.
この表面がブツブツのですか？
Couldn't have just taken care of that lid today? Come on, man. I guess Sakura probably would have bugged us into helping her if we tried to say no anyways.
そうそれ。焼き物は皿にも気を配らないと手抜かりになるからな。で、大根はもう吸ってあるから。
Sakura takes out a dish from the back. I think I saw a faint bruise on her wrist when she leaned forward.
さくら、ちょっと待った。
What was that?
はい、何ですか先輩？
その手首のあざ、なんだ？
She looks away awkwardly. And that tells me who caused that bruise. Was it her brother or?
またシンジか。
Yeah.
あいつ、妹に手をあげるなんて何考えてやがる。
Dang. Really?
違います先輩。これは転んでぶつけちゃったんです。ほら、私鈍いでしょ？
That's gotta be like number one generic excuse for people who are getting abused by someone.
だからよく転んで怪我ばっかりしてるんです。
Sure.
バカ、転んだぐらいでそんなあざがつくか。信じたやつ、どうやらまだ殴られ足りないみたいだな。
ダメです先輩。
Dang.
これ本当に兄さんは関係ないんです。私が一人で怪我をしただけなんですから、先輩に怒ってもらう資格なんてありません。
That's some cap. No, you did not. I love how Shiro went straight to jumping, bro. He was ready to jump Shinji. Good lord. Sakura falls silent. Sakura looks calm, but she is pretty obstinate. It's useless to say anything to her now.
わかった。さくらがそう言うんならそういうことにしておく。
はい。ごめんなさい、先輩。
Man, why are you apologizing?
だからどうしてそこでさくらが謝るんだ。悪いのはシンジだろ
Man, why do sometimes I just kind of read the lines in advance like that, so I swear. At the mention of Shinji's name, Sakura looks away awkwardly. It's so obvious. In other words, he's the cause of that bruise. Mato Shinji has a bad habit of being hard on his sister, Sakura. I first noticed it about a year ago. Sakura was injured sometimes, and she just evaded my question when I asked about it. When I asked Shinji about it, of all things, he said he was the one who hit Sakura. What the? He just up and admitted it? When I asked him why he hit her, he said that he just hit her because he felt like it. Wow. After that, I got pissed and did to Shinji what he did to Sakura. He jumping. Since then, we've been estranged. I still don't regret punching him. I think it's my fault that Sakura is being treated worse. Yeah, that's very possible, I'm not gonna lie. He still deserved to get jumped like that.
先輩、兄さんとは仲直りしてくれましたか？
Nope.
う。したよ。
Oh.
別に初めから喧嘩なんてしてないから、仲直りも何もないけどな。
Maybe he disagrees.
先輩にとってはそうでしょうけど、兄さんにとっては喧嘩をしたことになるんです。だから気をつけてください。
So what? Did he take out his frustration on with Shiro on Sakura? No, that ain't it, bro. Sakura says strange things sometimes.
気をつけろって信じを？
はい、兄さん、先輩を目の敵にしてるって聞きました。 その先輩が退部するようになったのも兄さんのせいだって。
それは違う。部活を辞めたのはシンジとは関係ない。いや、そりゃ多少はあったかもしれないけど、そんなのはさくらが気に病むことじゃないぞ。確かにシンジの言う通りちょっと見苦しいからな、これは。
No more drama here than I anticipated. I point at my right shoulder. There's a scar there. It happened a year and a half ago. A shipment collapsed on me during work and I hurt my right shoulder. I got out with just a broken bone, but the shipment was a hazardous one and I got a burn on my skin. After that accident, I quit the archery club. My school archery club emphasizes formalities as they let us shoot formally, even as students. The men expose their right shoulder when they shoot. Shinji commented that it might be indecent for someone shooting formally to have a scar on their shoulder. Since I was getting busy with work, I quit the archery club right then. Oh. Huh. So what? He does kind of sound like he quit because of that comment. Maybe Shinji kind of blames himself.
先輩、しつこいようですけど、本当にもう弓は引かないんですか？藤村先生も怪我なんて支障はないって言ってるのに。
何を平和な。藤姉は全身骨折しようが支障ないっていうやつだぞ、さくら。
Isn't she the one who basically got CTE yesterday?
先輩、私、真面目な話をしているんです。
Getting lured back into the archery club. I should answer seriously too, but I can't give her the answer she wants.
当分は部活をしている余裕はないよ。弓は好きだけど、優先するべきことじゃないし、しばらくは間を取ろうと思
う。しばらくって、どのくらいですか？
Forever? Probably.
気が向いた頃かな。ま、さくらが卒業するぐらいまでにはなんとか。その時はよろしくな、さくら。
I pat Sakura's shoulder.
はい。私、その時をお待ちしています。
I bet you will. And she nods so powerfully that it seems she might drop the plate she's holding. Oh, yikes. That's a powerful nod. It's almost 7:30. Ooh, didn't you need to leave for school already? No. Okay, you're not going to club it. You're not going early today. Sakura and Fujini have already left for their morning club practice. I went to school early yesterday because Issei wanted me to, but I leave my house at the usual time today. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't realize yesterday was the exception, honestly. We're gonna run into that girl again? Whoa, what? I run into an unusual scene when I reach the intersection. Several police cars are parked outside a house. Something must have happened as it's noisy and lots of people are surrounding the area. I'm curious, but I cannot tell what's going on with all the people surrounding it. I have no time, so I should prioritize school. What the heck is that? No, that's important. That's relevant. Oh, was that? No, go back. Turn around. Leave, now. Why are you at school? Leave. You had 10 minutes, man. You had so much time to investigate that. I reach school 10 minutes before the bell. I enter the main gate as usual.
Ohayo, Emiya.
What's up? I bump into a familiar female student.
なんだ、まだ着替えてないのか、三辻。もうすぐホームルームだぞ。俺に挨拶なんかしてる場合じゃないだろう。
I totally forgot her name. I mean, it's right there. I remember it now. But I heard the voice. I was like, oh my god, I know who that is. And I just could not remember the name.
いや、ごもっとも。相変わらず釣れない野郎だね、エミヤは。
She laughs as if something is really funny. Mitsuzuri Ayako. God, I just want to throw it out there. I'm sorry if I say the names wrong. Like, I'm an American who has no real exposure to non-American cultures, to be quite honest. So I know I'm probably brutally mispronouncing some of these names, but I'm doing what I can. All right. So if I say I'm wrong and it bugs you, let me know. I'll try and say I'm right. But just figured I'd throw that out there. She was my classmate in first year, and she's now the captain of the archery club. She's very insightful, and everyone expected her to become captain since the first year. Well, in other words, her mental age is older than her real age, so she's been the older sister type everyone counts on since she was a first year. Oh man. Since first year? Man, that's gotta be quite the burden. Though, she gets mad when people say that. According to her, she's not that old.
ああ、今あんたよからぬ感想を漏らさなかったかもし。
No. I would never. Do you have like a sixth sense or something? Like, she just like was like, you're thinking bad of me. I know it.
そんなものは漏らさない。あくまで客観的な事実を連想しただけだ。それで気を悪くするのは三綴りの勝手だが。
I was just thinking objectively about the truth.
お、言うじゃん。いいね。正直に答えるくせに何をどう考えてたかは口にしないんだもの。
Yeah, maybe I didn't.
エミヤ、シンジと違って隙がないな。
シンジ？なんでそこにシンジが出てくるんだ？
It's a good question. What does he have to do with this?
なんでも何も。あんたとシンジって友人じゃない。
Man, if they're friends, they all got a very loose definition of friends. I mean, they jumped this dude, they jumped. Like, freaking Shinji got jumped. Right? Like, and they have beef. Like, you could tell in their conversation yesterday, they're not really over that.
シンジの男友達ってあんただけでしょ。それにお忘れでしょうが、私これでも弓道部の首相なの。うちの問題児とやめちまった問題児をくっつけるのは自然な流れだと思わない？
I mean, yeah, I suppose that's fair.
まあ確かに自然だ。弓道部ってのは関係ないけど、俺とあいつは腐れ縁だからな。
Now that's a fine way to describe it. I mean,
あ、カチンときた。あんたね、弓道部の話になると急に冷たくなるでしょ。いいご身分よね。シンジをほっぽっといて自分はさっさと退場しちゃうんだから。後に残された私とかさくらの気持ちとか少しは考えてくれてもいいんじゃない？
kind of did them dirty, but
シンジのやつまたなんかやったのか？
あいつが何もやらない日なんてないけど。
yikes. Somebody's got to reel him in.
まあそれにしても昨日のはちょっとやりすぎか。
What did he do?
1年の男子が1人辞めたぐらいだから。
Jeez, really? Mitsuzuri sighs seriously. It's rare for her to make a face like this, but even more than that, I can't ignore what you just said.
なんだよそれ。部員が辞めたってなんで？
シンジのやつが八つ当たりしたのよ。わざわざ女子を集めてね、夢を持ったばかりの子にシャをさせて的中するまで笑い物にしたとか。
Yo, Shinji is scum, bro.
はあ？お前そんな馬鹿げたことを見過ごしてたってのか？
見過ごすか？けどさ、首相ってのはいろいろと忙しいんだ。いつも道場にいるわけじゃないってエミヤだって知ってるでしょ？
Yeah. Oh, man.
それはそうだが。にしても何考えてんだシンジのやつ。必要以上に厳しく教えることはあっても素人を見せ物にするようなやつじゃないだろう。
I gotta be honest, seems like he is the type, considering he just did it.
呆れた。エミヤっては本当にあれだ。
あれってなんだ？今お前よからぬ感想を漏らさなかったか？
He's got a sixth sense too, I guess.
あら、私はあくまで客観的な事実を連想しただけさ。
Okay.
それで気を悪くするのはエミヤの勝手だね。
Nah, she got us there.
ついさっき聞いたような返答をしやがって。
Nah, she kinda got you there, bro.
いいよ。それよりシンジはどうしたんだよ。なんだってそんな真似をしたんだ。
聞いた話じゃ遠坂にこっぴどく振られたとかなんとか。
So what? He decided, yeah, he just takes his anger out on other people, it seems like.
遠坂ってあの遠坂か？
うちの学校にあれ以外の遠坂なんていないでしょ。2年 A 組の優等生ミスパーフェクトこと遠坂凛よ。
いや そんなあだ名は初めて聞いたけど。
Miss Perfect, that's tough. It's the first time I've heard the nickname, but I would probably agree with it. With Tosaka involved, I can understand even Shinji getting turned down, and most of all, if it was Tosaka, I can see her refusing him mercilessly. Yeah, that did happen. That definitely did happen.
ともかくシンジのやつは昨日からずっとその調子よ。
That still doesn't give Shinji the right to do that to that poor first year.
おかげで私もこんな時間まで道場で目を光らせてたってわけ。
シンジのやつ、変にこらえが効かない時があるからな。三綴り、大変だろうけど頑張ってくれ。
Yeah, we got a... That's a nasty duo. And two with the tempers. Shinji and freaking Shirou. But so far, Shirou's doesn't even look that bad compared to Shinji. And he's the one who resorted to jumping him.
はいはい。けどね、シンジって懲りないでしょ。また遠坂に声をかけて振られた日には、今度こそ遠坂本人に何かしそうでさ。
いや、いくらシンジでも振られた相手には近寄らないだろう。あいつ、そのあたりはちゃんとしてるぞ。
Or doesn't want to get denied again.
けど相手が近寄ってくるんだからしょうがないじゃない。遠坂さ、なんか知らないけどうちの道場よく見学に来るのよ。エミヤは辞めちゃったから知らないだろうけどね。
Why does she visit? Actually, I don't really remember the reason. I mean, wasn't it? I mean, it was at her request, right? She looks like she sounds like she has a problem with it, but like, she's the one who sat her down for tea and kind of asked her to go. That's the first I've heard of it. Osaka Rin doesn't do any club activities for personal reasons. I thought she went straight home since she even turned down the recommendation to join the student council.
ま、たまにはそれもいいか。あいつもお高く泊まってるし、一度ぐらいは痛い目に遭うのもいいかもね。
Whoops. Mitsuzuri says some dangerous things. Come to think of it, I heard that Tosaka has many enemies. Could Mitsuzuri be one of them? Yeah, kind of. They're like frenemies.
おい、三綴り、いくらなんでもそれは。
あ、そろそろ時間だ。じゃあね、エミヤ。今度私の弓の調子見に来てよ。
Sure, why not? Mitsuzuri hurries off.
相変わらずだな、あいつ。
Yeah, we didn't hear about any of this drama because Tosaka missed school this day. But I like that part of her. Feeling calmer now, I head for the classroom. Yeah, we really didn't hear about any of this in the prologue. It's lunchtime. Our school has a splendid cafeteria and most students eat there. But there are some old-fashioned students who bring their own lunches. Two of them happen to be me and the student council president in front of me. You just call that place splendid?
エミヤ、その唐揚げを一つくれないか。俺の弁当には圧倒的に肉分が不足している。
Man, you better have a legit trade for me if you're asking for fried chicken.
うん、いいけど、なんだってお前の弁当ってそう質素なんだ、一世。いくら寺だからって酒も肉も取らないなんて教えがあるわけでもないだろう。
I'm just saying, like, you gotta trade me something fire if you're getting my fried chicken.
何を時代錯誤なことを。これは単に親父殿の趣味だ。小坊主に食わす贅沢はない。悔しいのなら己で何とかせよなどという。いっそ今からでも天祖になるか。俺も考えどころだ。
Joining the circus? Really, bro?
ああ、あのじいさんなら確かに。
Issei's father is the priest of the Ryudo temple, and a bold guy who's old friends with the old man at Fujini's place. You can't expect a normal personality when he's friends with a guy like that.
それは。じゃあ、いつか恩返しを期待して一つ。
I would need repayment now, but I hand him my lunchbox.
いやいや、ありがたく。これも托発の修行なり。
What, eating fried chicken? Hold on, get me in that religion. Issei bows deeply. How can I put this? I never know what to say when things like this remind me that he's the son of the priest.
ああ、そういえばエミヤ、朝方2丁目の方で騒ぎがあったのを知っているか。ちょうどエミヤと別れるあたりの交差点だが。
We saw. You any clue what it was?
交差点
The intersection this morning. He must mean that clamor with all the police cars.
なんでもな、殺人があったそうだ。詳細は知らないが、一家4人中助かったのは子供だけらしい。両親と姉は刺殺されたというが、その凶器が包丁やナイフではなく、長物だというのが普通じゃない。
I see. Sounds like a lance to me, to be honest. So what? Maybe the master of Lancer is an idiot and used magic in public and had to dice up a family. A long weapon? It must mean something like a sword. It was a murder. So that must mean the sister and the parents were killed. Yeah. I picture it. Someone barging in during the night. Unjust violence. A one-sided pillage like an accident. Slashed parents. The sister killed without even knowing what's going on. To the side, the child covered in their blood. Jesus, that's brutal.
一世、それ犯人は捕まったのか？
Probably not. They probably can't see him.
捕まってはいないようだな。信徒の方では欠陥工事による事故。こちらでは辻切りめいた殺人事件だ。学校の門限が早まるのも当然。どうしたエミヤ？喉に飯でも詰まったか？
I don't know what is wrong.
別に。何もないけど、なんだよ、いきなり。
Their face a funny color?
いや、エミヤが厳しい顔をしていたのでな。少し驚いた。すまん。食事時の話ではなかったな。
I feel like if I saw someone with a nasty expression, my first thought isn't that they choked. But Issei tries to soften the air apologetically. I was fine with the topic, but was I really making such a nasty face? And then there's a quiet knock at the door.
失礼。竜道はいるか？
Yeah.
ああ、はい。何ですか、先生。
Issei addresses Kazuki, who just entered. It must be a simple talk about the student council, as Issei seems pretty relaxed. That's not something you see every day. Despite his appearance, Issei's very shy. The guy who draws a line against his classmates and even his teachers is letting his guard down with Kazuki.
真面目なとこで気が合うのかも。
Yeah, I suppose that kind of makes sense, in a way. Kazuki Soichiro? Soichiro? I know I'm saying that wrong. That's just Kazuki from now on. The teacher in charge of Class 2A is serious and stubborn. Probably that aspect helps him get along with Issei, who prizes order and discipline. The two continue to talk. All the while, I can't get the story of the murder out of my head. Maybe he, vaguely knows, but doesn't know why. Maybe that's why it bugs him so much. Classes end, and it's time to go home. I can't go anywhere, as I have work today. I should leave school and go straight to the neighboring town, but... Do you want to go to that intersection? No. Still worried about the conversation I had this morning. I've made my way to the archery club before I knew it.
もう、何やってんだ、俺。
And what are you doing? According to Mitsuzuri, Tosaka Rin comes here often. Well, I really don't care about that, but I know that Shinji getting angry at her is going to be a problem. So is he trying to mediate?
シンジのやつ、カッとなると止まらないからな。
Sounds like it. It's bad if Shinji gets violent just because she turned him down. I don't know why it's bad. It's just bad. It makes me feel bad just thinking about it, so I have to stop it from happening.
なんだ、遠坂いないじゃないか。
Yeah, she's currently out and about in town with Archer. Tosaka isn't around. Mitsuzuri's worries were needless.
へえ、誰がいないって？だから、誰がいないって？
This has got to look awkward. I'm just saying. And there's Issei, whom I just left behind.
お前か、一世。あんまり驚かすなよな。
Did you think it was Shinji?
いや、エミヤが挙動不審げに道場を眺めていたからつい。で、誰がいないって？
誰って遠坂だよ。なんでも昨日、シンジと一悶着あったらしいんだ。それで、一応様子を見に来ただけだ。
She wasn't at school today. It's fine.
ほうほう。 挙動不審だな。聞かれてもいないのに理由まで話すなど。俺は誰がいないかと聞いただけなのだが。
That's true. Guess we gave out a little too much info there, but it's fine.
なんだよ、別にいいだろ。俺が何しようが俺の勝手だ。
うん、それはしかり。だが無駄だぞエミヤ。遠坂はここにはいない。なぜならあいつは今日ずる休みだ。
Miss Perfect skipping school. Insane.
何？
Skipped school. So she was absent today?
そうか、欠席か。待て、伊勢。なんで遠坂がずる休みなんだよ。あいつがそんなのするわけないだろ。
She spotted in public or something?
するとも。あいつが風邪などひくものか。俺が見たところあいつは悪いやつだ。外見に騙されるとパクッと食われるぞエミヤ。
She won't catch a cold. He just says that as a fact. Like, yeah, no, she can't catch a cold. Impossible. Somehow, Issei's words annoy me. It's true that I don't know her, but I can't imagine that she's a bad person.
言い過ぎだぞ、伊勢。遠坂はそんなやつじゃないだろ
う。なんだ、エミヤも遠坂狙いなのか。
Oh, snap.
ああ、それはすまない。今のは流してくれ。
Dang. He shifted his tone real quick. I mean, he's just trying to be respectful when he thinks he realizes that freaking Shirou's after her, but kind of funny. After Tosaka? Who said anything like that?
勝手に決めつけるな。俺はただシンジが揉め事を起こしたら大変だから。
シンジが遠坂に殴りかかろうとしたら止めるためか。またそんな役回りをするな。別に俺は気にしないが、割と趣味が悪いのだな、エミヤは。
I guess jumping Shinji is just our specialty. What do you mean we have bad
して
taste?
ないから損じゃない。けど伊勢、お前今変なこと言わなかった？
Dang, Issei takes his beef with Tosaka to another level.
遠坂狙いは趣味が悪いってことかい？
そう。遠坂は人気あるじゃないか。俺もあいつの悪い噂は聞かないぞ。
Yeah, they got beef though.
ああ、聞かないね。それがまた気に食わない。
気に食わないって、
だから全部だよ。あれは女狐だ。女性だ。妖怪だ。とにかく生理的に気に食わない。悪いことは言わないから。
What?
エミヤも気に入らないようにしろ。
Bro, I'm just saying, unless you're secretly the one in control of Lancer, I don't know what you hate so much about Tosaka.
いいっせ。人の陰口は良くないってお前の口癖じゃなかったか？
たわけ。これが陰口に入るか。俺は聞こえるように喋っている。
What? She's just gonna hear it from what? The city? No wonder I feel someone's eyes from the archery dojo. Thank God. I'm so glad Tosaka is absent today.
頼む伊勢。悪いが早速陰口にしてくれ。
Please, Issei, please restrict yourself to talking behind people's backs. So what, is he trying to mellow Shinji out on this too, or?
エミヤがそういうのなら了解した。が、とりわけ中傷していたわけではないぞ。単に竜道一世が遠坂凛を警戒していると言っただけだ。あくまで個人の趣味嗜好の範囲だろう。
その割には妖怪だとか女狐だとか言ってたけど。
Yeah, that's kind of insulting. But I think the term schoolgirl is discrimination.
何？褒め言葉だ。女狐にも妖怪にもいいものはいる。
No way you're trying to put a positive spin on that, bro.
あくまで遠坂を表現する値として採用しただけである。
Okay, sure.
かつ。
Issei laughs.
それではな。俺は生徒会室に戻るが、エミヤはバイトだろう。こんなところで道草を食っている暇はなかろう。
Yeah, that's true. He must feel refreshed now that he said everything he wanted, as he leaves calmly. I've known him for 2 years now, but I still don't understand his personality. What the heck was that? That was a wild scene. Yeah, well, we're looking up. We're looking up. I'm just saying. taking a screenshot of this just in case. 20 minutes after taking the bus from my school, I arrive at the neighboring town of Shinto across the bridge.
なんだ、まだ5時前か。少し時間があるな。
Miyama City is a residential district, so there's no part-time jobs there, but the developing Shinto has many available. The school approves of students having part-time jobs, so I work a few easy ones. I prefer hard physical labor that ends as quickly as possible. It's killing 2 birds with 1 stone, as it builds my body while I get paid for it. Yeah, that's fair, actually. Yeah, we've seen this exact area before. Today's job is a simple loading job from 5 to 8 o'clock. Even though it's only 3 hours, there's 6 hours worth of work to do. They make you run around without a minute's rest. So I should rest when I can, even if it's just for 10 minutes. It's a waste of energy walking around until my job, so I guess I'll rest in the park. What? Is this where she finds... Or is this where he finds Tosaka? And remember, Tosaka mentioned that someone's eyes were on her, right? But she couldn't find anyone with the command spells. This park among the buildings is like a big field. The park should be filled with people like families and lovers on weekends, but it's empty here now. Wait, isn't it weird for you to be here, bro? Weren't you in the fire 10 years ago? Like, didn't you lose, like, everything to that fire? I feel like that's not where I'd go to relax. I gotta be honest. No, this place is always desolate.
相変わらずだな、ここは。
I'm a bit sad. The utterly neglected ground looks awful compared to the neatly organized surroundings. The desolate area makes the wind feel cold. Excuse me. This is the remains of the conflagration 10 years ago. Conflagration? Conflagration? I've never heard that word. Of the fire 10 years ago. And this is the place where I was saved from burning to death.
なんで芝生とか植えないんだろう。いつまでもこのままってのはもったいない。
Yeah, it kind of is. Not like cities have much free space. Why waste it? It's a large area, so if they retiled it, the park would get bigger. Thinking absent-mindedly, I sit down on a bench. I stare at the burned land to pass the time. I don't remember what happened here back then. I probably don't remember because I was a kid, and it wouldn't have been an easy scene to memorize. Yeah, it's probably not something you wanted to memorize. All I can remember is that it was hot, and I couldn't breathe, and that people died trying to save others.
どうして
For example, an adult that tried to save a child from a burning house. He saved the child, but died in its place. For example, there were people who had their throats burned, but they gave what little water they had to one guy, and the others died. For example, there was someone who ran alone to get away from the fire as fast as possible, and everyone that he passed on the way died. For example, people who died because they gave away something that was saving them, only to save others they didn't even know. Yeah, I mean, I guess for anyone that's hard to understand in that spot, but especially for her kid. I mean, he's not much of a kid anymore, but like, it's still, I mean, it is kind of hard to imagine, especially strangers, you know, putting their lives down for other people. Especially if you've never been in that spot. I can't say I've been in that spot. I didn't like things like that. It makes me mad that those who tried hard were sacrificed. Am I greedy to want an ending where everybody is safe and happy? All I wanted was to see people relax peacefully. So why couldn't I manage such a simple thing?
それは難しい。シロの言っていることは誰も彼も救うということだからね。
Only superheroes can do that, man. Kiritsugu answered so to the question I asked as a child. Of course, as a child, I denied it. Because Kiritsugu saved me. I knew he was a sorcerer who could do anything. I knew he was a superhero who couldn't ignore people in need, who saved them for no benefit. So I believed Kiritsugu could have saved everyone back then. When I told him that, he made a troubled expression and said something that I remember to this day.
シロ、誰かを救うということは誰かを助けないということなんだ。いいかい？ 正義の味方に助けられるのはね、正義の味方が助けた者だけなんだよ。当たり前のことだけど、これが正義の味方の定義なんだ。
So that's the actual context of that quote. Yeah. In that situation, saving one means not saving another. If you're in a situation of like mass, I don't know. I don't want to say like hysteria, or panic. If there's like a large event like that where multiple people need saved, he's right. Saving one person means not saving another. Like, you know, I'm thinking like, you know, hurricanes or fires. If you're in the moment and you save one, I mean, you can only choose one. You can't save everyone. So, I guess that I didn't understand I didn't know what the context of the quote was at first. I understand that. It's obvious now that he said it. Let's say there is a robber and some hostages, and the robber intends to kill the hostages. With normal methods, most of the hostages will be killed. Even if you use a miraculous method to save all the hostages, there will still be one person who isn't saved. That, of course, is the robber whose hostages were rescued. The people a superhero saves are only those he decides to save. That's why even God cannot save everyone.
それが天才ならなおさらだ。誰であろうと全てを助けるなんてできなかった。
Those are the words I was looking for. You know, honestly, I never really thought about it like that. That a superhero still isn't saving the robber in that situation, right? He's actively condemning the robber to save the other people. And at you know, his decision. And while I don't think many people would argue that a superhero is in the wrong there, the point is they did make the decision to actively not save another person. The fire 10 years ago was like that. It's not something I, who was miraculously saved from it, can talk about now.
けど嫌だ。
I don't want such a thing. I don't want help that has a limited capacity. You have to help, no matter how impossible it is. I can't stand to have strangers dying around me like back then. So if I had been there 10 years ago, even if it was impossible, I would have gone into the fire and...
そのまま無駄死にしてたろうな。間違いなく。
Dang. He said he would have died in vain. He's not wrong, but just to say it like that, man. Good lord. You know, I suppose it makes sense when you think about it, why he's somebody who has so much empathy. Because he's been in a situation where selfless people miraculously saved him, you know? And I feel like that makes it pretty easy to want to return the favor. That's for certain. Jeez, I'm hopeless.
しまった。ぼんやりしてたら5時になっちまった。
Oh, you're gonna be late. The 5 o'clock bell rings. I stand up and quickly make my way to work. Oh, so maybe I had the wrong read there. I thought it was gonna be him, like he was the one who stayed at Tosaka. Maybe not though. When my job's done, the sun is already set. It's a bit before 8. I finished 10 minutes early because I worked too hard. Seems I worked frantically since I went to that place before work. Here in front of the station, the night's just getting started. There are lots of people and a constant flow of cars on the road. The buildings are still lit up, and just looking at them makes me feel like I'm watching a grand festival of illumination.
藤姉にお土産はいいか。
I walk while looking up at the lighted building. Yep, now he's gonna see Tosaka. It's the biggest building in Shinto, so I can't see the top clearly. I just gaze up the building, just enjoying the night scenery. When I think I see something out of place,
なんだ今の。
I stop and stare at the rooftop. I focus my eyes, looking at the things as small as a grain of rice. Yep. Okay. Kinda figured that was happening. It looks like someone I know. Why is she there? What would she be doing there? With her long hair fluttering and doing nothing, she looks down at the town. It doesn't seem like she notices me down here. No, there's no way she could see me. Yeah, no, she totally sees you. She's so high up that I, with better eyesight than most, can barely see her by improving my vision with magical energy. Yeah, that's why she sees you, bro. I can recognize her since she's standing there alone. There's no way she would notice me down here among all these people. She's just looking down at the town. Maybe she's looking for something, as I can feel her sharp stare even down here. I forget about time and keep looking up at the girl standing in the sky. She's on top of a tall tower. She's like a witch, looking down at the earth with the moon behind her. And then, she must be done with whatever she was doing, as she disappears. Her figure has disappeared and the scene returns to the beautiful view of the night.
今の遠坂だったのかな?
Correct. I have no proof, but I think I'm right. There aren't many girls with looks that stand out that much, and more than that, I'm not stupid enough to mistake a girl I secretly admire.
そうか。にしても
I wonder if him seeing her there somehow is the reason he was at school late, or if he was just repairing more stuff for Issei. Well, Osaka sure has strange hobbies. Man, we still don't know her fate. I get it, fate. That was not intentional. For real though? Like, I don't know. She very well could be dead, right? To Saber's hand, but maybe Shirou is like, you know, she saved my life. She's someone I secretly admire. You know, and she saved me, you know, without any real need to. She didn't have to do that. So, I don't know, maybe he calls Saber back. Maybe he doesn't, though. Maybe he's too late. Maybe he doesn't know what's going on. I don't know. I have no clue. We don't really know. I hope to get there, but we might not get there until tomorrow. Unlike Shinto, there's no one in Miyan the city. After 8 o'clock, there are no people around, and the town is terribly quiet. At the junction is the house I saw this morning. There's no sign of people, and the door has a "Do Not Enter" sign. After only one day, the house is as quiet as an abandoned building. Parents and older sister killed by the burglar. What kind of life remains for the child left behind? I bite my lip, feeling powerless. What if the child is the one who controls Lancer? Maybe. It's possible. I think I already said this. I'll say it again anyways. I bite my lip, feeling powerless. Even after swearing to become like Kiritsugu, I can't do anything about something that happened so close by. Even though I want to help someone, in the end, I don't even know what I can do. Yeah, I could kind of see that gnawing at him. The fact that it happened so close to his house. I climb the hill and reach the Emiya house. The lights are still on, so Sakura or Fujini must still be there.
ただいま。あれ、藤姉だけか。
おかえり、シロー。
Fujini turns around, munching on a rice cracker. The TV shows a loud variety show.
もうまたこんな時間に帰ってきて。冬は日が暮れるのが早いんだから、もっと早くに帰ってきなさいって言ったでしょ。
I was securing the bag, ma'am. I'm sorry.
だから早く帰ってきてるだろ。8時までのバイトを選んでるんだから、これ以上無茶言わないでくれ。
Yeah, not much you could have done about that, I guess.
で、
Except not do
さくら
that.
はどうしたんだよ。なんか晩飯の支度だけはできてるみたいだけど。
さくらちゃんなら早めに帰ったわよ。今日は用事があるからって晩ご飯だけ作ってくれたの。
Yeah, probably get beat by Shinji. Fujini says so happily. As far as she's concerned, anyone who cooks for her is a good person.
そっか。確かにしばらくはその方がいいかもしれないな。最近は物騒だし、いっそ新学期まで晩飯は俺が作ろうか。
反対。シロ帰ってくるの遅いじゃない。それからご飯作ってたら食べるの10時過ぎになっちゃうよ。
We?
あのね。 そこに自分家で食べるという選択肢はないのか、あんたは。
I think the whole point of his statement was saying we should put off this arrangement for a while, because it's dangerous to be walking around late.
だからここが私の家だよ。
Oh, jeez. Fujini seems puzzled. Honestly, I'm not sure if that makes me happy or sad.
わかったよ。藤姉に飯を作れなんて無理難題を言ってもしょうがねえ。
Isn't she 25? She's a teacher. I feel like you could totally expect that, but...
それはいいけど、足元のそれなんだよ。また余計な。
Oh, right. In Steins Gate, if I accidentally click too early, I can just hold left mouse. And it doesn't, until I let go, it doesn't advance. It does not do that in this game. It like fast forwards almost. So I can't really do that. Sometimes I just gotta take the L, I guess. Luckily no voiced stuff. Fujini has a terrible habit of leaving junk in my place. Large bowls from restaurants, a heavy teapot she got in the shopping district, a strange guitar that plays by itself. I think she thinks that this place is some kind of a warehouse.
ちょっと見せてみろ。ゴミだったら捨てるから。
うちで余ったポスターだけど。
Oh, what is it? Fujini hands me the poster. It's probably some infamous idol or something.
どれどれ
Here we have a military-style guy with his thumbs up on a cheap-looking blue sky background. In letters like blood, it reads, Love's lovely ranger land. Please join the self-defense force. Hold on, this is an army recruiting poster.
それいらないからあげるね。
I'll pass. Are you trying to get me recruited into the army? Like, are you subtly trying to recruit me?
俺だっていらねえよこんなの。
I roll up the poster and hit Fujini with it.
へへん。外れ。
How do you miss? But Fujini deflects my attack with a poster she had hidden and counterattacks mercilessly. Bam. The poster lightly knocks my... Whoa, did you get your freaking... Man, bro, you just got knocked out. KO. KO. We're playing some Smash, bro. You just got sent off the stage. That was your last stock. I'm sorry. Stars. I saw stars.
シローの腕で私に当てようなんて甘いわよ。悔しかったらもうちょっと腕を磨きなさいね。
Yeah, I feel like play fighting with a... What was it? She's a black belt in like, what was it? Kendo? Something. Some martial art. Maybe not the best move.
そんな問題じゃないだろう今の。なぜに紙のポスターがかような破壊音を。
Could this be the skills of a master?
ごめんごめん。こっちのポスター初回特典版なんで豪華鉄板仕様だった。
You just whooped him with a steel plate? Steel plate poster.
シロー、頭大丈夫？
You just gave him a concussion. He's out for the season now.
藤ねいつか絶対に人を殺すぞ。
Man,
その性格。
you're lucky it wasn't you, Shirou.
えへへ。その時はシローがお嫁にもらってくれるから安心かな。
Would he?
全速でお断りです。そんな天然殺人鬼を相方にもらう気はないや。
うん。私そんな物騒なのじゃないと思う。
やっぱり得てしてそういう連中は自覚がないっていうのは本当だったのか。
Yeah, she's the careless type of dangerous. How true, how true. I'll have to watch out or I'll be killed.
ふんだ、言ってなさい。そんなことよりシロ、私お腹減った。今まで待ってたんだから早くご飯の用意しよう。
Fujini is, something else. I can't remember her full name, so she's just Fujini. Fujini stands up. How strange. Fujini is helping out, even if it's only setting up the dishes. She must be really hungry. Hey, I
は
mean,
いはい。
I'll
じ
say
ゃ
I'll
あ
take the
藤
help
根
though.
は皿と茶碗な。ご飯ぐらい告げるだろ
告げるよ。ねえシロ、私丼でいいかな。
いいんじゃないか。今日はさくらもいないし、どうせ飯は余るし。
よしよし。それじゃ、シロもお揃いね。
Fujini pours rice into 2 bowls. Oh well, I was gonna have seconds anyways. And besides, if I argue with Fujini, she'll take my dinner away. Yep. She's gonna take your dinner away. That's tough. And to add, chaotic dinners like this have been common scenes for many years now. He's gotten used to this chaos, I guess. That would be a crazy long adjustment for me. Oh man, we're almost getting to the big day, right? The day ends. Finishing a rowdy dinner and seeing Fujini off, I take a bath. After that, I practice my daily routine in the shed. I complete it as usual and go to sleep. It is 1 in the morning. The day ends peacefully without any troubles. Magic time? Nope. It is time. 3 long day, long night. Is that like telling me how long it's gonna be? Is that like a warning about how long the chapter is? I'm gonna try and go through it anyways. I mean, this is way earlier than I normally wrap up. So maybe I'll have to find a point to wrap up later if I can't get through the whole thing, but we'll see. I'm in a fire, collapsing buildings and burning people. No matter how far I run, the scenery is always red. This is a vision of 10 years ago, a memory of the distant past I haven't remembered in a while. I run through it as if recreating the scene. There's no escape even though I know it's a dream. I run, keep running. In the end, where I end up is how I'm saved after running out of energy. Yeah, I'd probably have nightmares or dreams about that too. I wake up with a bad feeling like a metal weight is inside my chest. I feel my forehead and find that I'm sweating a lot even though it's winter.
もうこんな時間か。
Uh-oh. It's already past 6 o'clock. In the kitchen, I can hear the sound of the kitchen knife cutting something.
さくら、今朝も早いな。
There's no time to be impressed. I have to get ready quickly and go help fix breakfast.
シロ、今日どうするのよ。土曜日だから午後はアルバイト？
I'll be dying, I think.
いや、バイトは入ってないよ。一世のところで何かやってると思うけど、それがどうかしたか？
別に。暇だったら道場の方に遊びに来てくんないかなーって。私、今月ピンチなのだ。
What do you mean?
ピンチって何がさ？
You mean like the archery?
お財布事情がピンチなの。誰かがお弁当作ってくれると嬉しいんだけどな。
Really?
断る。自業自得だ。たまには一食ぐらい抜いた方がいい。
で、シローには期待してないもん。私が頼りにしてるのはさくらちゃんだけなんだから。ね、さくらちゃん。はい。
私と同じものでよろしければ用意しておきますね、先生。
Jeez. They're really taking care of the 25-year-old, bro.
オッケーオッケー。じゃあ今日は一緒にお昼を食べましょう。
It's the funniest thing to me. Breakfast continues as usual. Today, along with the usual, there's simmered lotus root with chicken. I don't think she has to make anything this elaborate for breakfast, but I think she made a lot of it to take for lunch too. Sakura is a member of the archery club, and Fujini is in charge of the archery club. It's natural for them to share lunches.
そういえばシロー、今朝は遅かったけど何かあった？
Slept in. Fujini looks at me, sipping her miso soup. It's probably the dream. Jeez, she's usually slow, but she gets sharp only at times like this.
昔の夢を見た。寝覚めがすっげえ悪かっただけで、あとはなんともない。
なんだ、いつものことか。なら安心かな。
Fujini ends the conversation like she's not interested. Yikes. I'm not worried at all about it either, so I shouldn't get mad about it. Okay, fair enough, I guess then. 10 years ago, I used to have nightmares back when I couldn't get the fire out of my mind. But I saw less of it as time passed, and I'm well over it now that I can let it slide even after dreaming about it. But I guess it was pretty bad back then. Since Fujini has been here since that time, she's sensitive to my change.
シロー、食欲はある？今朝に限ってないとかない？
ない。 なんともないんだから人の夢にかこつけて飯を横取りするな。
She thought she was slick.
シローが強くなってくれて嬉しいけど、もうちょっと繊細でいてくれた方がいいな、お姉ちゃんは。
He just wants the food, bro.
そりゃこっちのセリフだ。もうちょっと可憐になってくれた方がいいぞ、弟分としては。
We make fun of each other without looking at each other. That proves my liveliness, and Fujini laughs with relief. To be honest, I'm glad she's worrying. But she'll be elated if I thank her, so I act like I'm discontented. Not knowing the circumstances, Sakura looks puzzled at the way we're acting. I'd be puzzled too, man. Their relationship is very interesting. After Fujini leaves, we lock the house and leave.
先輩、今日の夜から月曜日までお手伝いに来れませんけどよろしいですか？
Absolutely not. No, I'm just kidding.
別にいいよ。だって土日だろ。さくらだって付き合いがあるんだから気にすることないぞ。
そんな違います。そういうんじゃないです。本当に個人的な用事でちゃんと部活にだって出るんですから。だから何かあったら道場に来てくれれば何とかします。
Okay, my bad. I wasn't accusing you of anything.
別に土日だからって遊びに行くわけじゃないです。だから変な勘違いはしないでもらえると助かります。
I don't think he'd judge you for that, so... Sakura's acting suspicious, and she looks very tense, yeah. It does... I mean... Probably hiding something. I bet that means it has something to do with Shinji. I don't know why, but I guess she just means she can't come over this weekend.
わかった。なんかあったら道場に行くよ。
はい、そうしてもらえれば嬉しいです。
Sakura looks relieved, and when she looks down, her face suddenly stiffens.
先輩って
This is going to be the 3 command spells. Sakura is staring at my left hand. Looking down at it, it's bleeding.
あれ
I pull up my sleeve. There is certainly blood there.
なんだこれ。昨日の夜ガラクタいじってて切ったかな。
But it doesn't hurt at all. There's just a welt on there. The welt goes straight from my shoulder down to the hand, and it looks kind of like a small snake running from my shoulder to my hand. It's the magic rod. I don't know. That's actually all I've really got.
ま、痛みもないし、すぐに引くだろう。大丈夫。気にするほどじゃない。
If it's not like the magic rod, whatever he's talking about, I actually have no clue what it is.
はい、先輩がそう言うのでしたら気にしません。
Perhaps she's feeling bad from seeing the blood, as Sakura looks away and falls silent. Okay. I leave Sakura, who has club activities, and head to the school building. The schoolyard is full of spirited students running around. But still, there's something oddly wrong here. The school is like it always is. The students at morning practice are lively, and the new school building is spotless.
気のせいか、これ。
You think he feels the boundary field? That's gotta be it. But when I close my eyes, the air completely changes. The school building is covered with stains like membranes, and the students running around the schoolyard seem like empty dolls.
疲れてるのかな、おい。
Okay, so he doesn't know what it is, but he totally senses the boundary field. I shake my head to clear it. I head to the lifeless building. Yeah, he knows something is up. He just genuinely doesn't have a clue what it is. School ends early on Saturdays. Classes end before noon, and after I finish helping Issei, the sun is starting to set.
さて、そろそろ帰るか。
Ooh, okay, so why does he stay? I pack up and leave my classroom. And then...
なんだまだ学校にいたんだ、エミヤ。
Ah, he's boxing? I bump into Shinji. There are a couple of girls behind him, being rowdy.
やることもないくせにまだ残ってたの？ああ、そうか。また生徒会にごますってたわけね。いいね、エミヤは。部活なんてやんなくても内心稼げるんだからさ。
生徒会の手伝いじゃないぞ。学校の備品を直すのは生徒として当たり前だろ。使ってるのは俺たちなんだから。
I mean fair, but you're totally helping the student council still.
よく言うよ。エミヤに言わせれば何だって当たり前だからね。そういういい子ぶりが勘に触るって前に言わなかったっけ？
Yeah, they got beef, man.
すまん。よく覚えていない。それ、シンジの口癖だと思っていたから、どうも聞き流してたみたいだ。
Dang. Didn't really notice it.
そうかい。それじゃあ学校にあるものなら何でも直してくれるんだ、エミヤは。
I guess with enough time, yeah. That feels like a setup into something more aggressive, though.
何でも直すなんて無理だ。せいぜい面倒見るぐらいだが。
よし。なら頼まれてくれよ。うちの弓道場さ、今割と散らかってるんだよね。弦も巻いてないのが溜まってるし、安土の掃除もできてない。暇ならさ、そっちの方もよろしくやってくれないかな。
So is that what he's out to do?
元弓道部員だろ。生徒会になんか尻尾振ってないで、たまには僕たちの役に立ってくれ。
ちょっと先輩、それって先輩が藤村先生に言われてたことじゃなかった？
He's just dumping his duties on other people.
そうですよ。ちゃんとやっておかないと明日怒られますよ。
でもさ、今から片付けしてたら店閉まるじゃん。そこの人がやってくれんならそれでいいんじゃないの？
悪いよ。それに部外者に後片付けなんかできるわけないし。
Dang.
そうでもないんじゃない？あの人元弓道部員だってシンジが言ってるしさ。任せちゃえばいいのよ。
So Shinji's just dumping his duties on us. They're getting rowdy behind Shinji. It seems they're in the archery club, but they must be members that Shinji recruited recently, as I don't know them. So what, he's just recruiting a bunch of girls?
じゃあ、あとはよろしく。鍵の場所は変わってないから、勝手にやっといてよ。文句ないよね、エミヤ。
Yeah, so this is the dude Issei was warning him about, saying he will just take advantage of him.
なあ、構わないよ。どうせ暇だったから、たまにはこういうのも悪くない。
サンキュー。それじゃあ行こうぜみんな。つまんない雑用はあいつがやっといてくれるってさ。
Yeah.
待ってよ先輩。じゃああとはよろしくお願いしますね先輩。
Yeah, we got it, man. Good lord. So that's what we spent so long here for. Cleaning ends quite easily, as I know the place well. It took a while as it's quite big, but it was fun cleaning the place I used until a year and a half ago. I picked up a bow thinking it might be okay to shoot just once, but since it wasn't mine, I decided not to. If I ever want to, I can just bring my own bow and come here.
にしても、カーボン製の弓が多くなったな。1年前までは1つしかなかったのに。
Is that like a good thing or a bad thing? Carbon-based bows are good, unlike wood and plastic bows. Good thing then. Gotcha. But the biggest problem is the price. They're not something we could buy with the club budget. Back then, Shinji was the only one using it. Are the new members rich too? I guess so. He's just recruiting a bunch of rich girls, maybe.
もったいない。木の弓の方がいろいろと手を加えられるのに。
Well, I guess that's personal taste right there. When I look at the clock, it's way past curfew. It's a little after 7 o'clock. The gates should be closed by now, so there's no reason to rush now. But still, was this dojo always this dirty? There are loads of places that looked unkept.
ここまで来たら1時間も2時間も変わらないか。
I've started this, so I'll finish the job. Man. Yep. Is it about that time? I think so. The wind is blowing. It's so cold that my cheeks are getting numb. Bayuki City isn't usually cold during the winter, but it is cold tonight of all nights. My breath hangs around as a white cloud. I wrap up my body to hold off the cold.
なんだ。暗いと思ったら月が隠れてるのか。
Oh dang, speaking of cold, it's getting cold in my room. Let me throw on my jacket. There's no light in the sky when I look up. Because of the strong winds, the clouds are moving fast. It's past curfew, and there's no sign of life in the empty school. Yeah, not for long. It seems this place is filled only with chill, as it's all silent. Yep, there it is. Just now, I think I hear something.
確かに聞こえる。校庭の方か。
Yikes. Yeah, probably shouldn't check that out, but obviously we know he does. This night, I must have been curious about the sound that broke the silence. To investigate it, I find myself heading there even though I somehow know that I mustn't. Yeah, you get diced for that one. I go to the schoolyard.
人?
Well, they only look like that from a distance. It's a dark night with no light. If I want to know more, I'll have to go closer to the schoolyard. I can hear the sounds louder now. It's the sound of metal hitting metal. That must mean someone is fighting with weapons there.
バカバカしい。何考えてるんだ、おい。
Yeah, it's getting louder. I dismissed the image from my mind with a bitter smile and walk on. At that time, maybe my instincts noticed the danger as I hid myself as I approached. I don't know if this is fortunate or not. But anyways, when I get by a tree that is big enough to hide myself, I take a closer look at the source of the sound. Yep. My mind stops completely. There's something strange there. A man in red and a man in blue. They are dangerously armed, and as their ominous appearance suggests, they are actually slashing at each other. I can't understand. I can't follow them with my eyes. My brain does not work properly, faced with their impossible movements. But the clang of their weapons tells me they are trying to kill each other. I just knew immediately when I saw them. They are not human. They are probably just things that look like humans. I can tell, not because I'm learning magic. Anyone would realize they're not human. After all, humans can't move like that. So they are something no one should associate with. I can feel their murderous intent even from a distance. I'm going to die. My body understands faster than my brain that I will definitely die if I stay here. That's why my heart is racing so fast. As a living thing like them, I sense that they're living things made only to kill. They're using weapons made only to kill. I remember the murder yesterday. They said the family was killed with some weapon like a sword. Oh wait, no, that wasn't Archer. I shouldn't watch any longer. But my body won't follow my commands, and I can't even breathe. My mind wants to run away, but my judgment tells me I'll be seen the moment I run away. More than the conflict within me, my body is just numb. Even though I'm over 40 meters away, I can't breathe properly, and it's like I have a spear pointed right at my back. Yeah, you actually will soon. Sounds stop. The figures separate and stand facing each other. The moment I feel relief at the end of their battle, I sense an even stronger intention to kill. Yeah, they've probably noticed you. My heart stops. The numbness in my body becomes convulsions, and I clench my teeth to try to hold my trembling body.
嘘だ。なんだあいつ。
An overwhelming amount of magical energy is flowing into the guy in blue. Kiritsugu showed me once what it's like to draw in magical energy from the surroundings. It was a beautiful magic that impressed even an amateur like me. But that thing is different. Just as even the simple task of drinking water could seem ugly if it goes too far, what he's doing is so excessive that anyone with knowledge of magical energy would hate it. He's going to die. The guy in red is going to die. It's a blow with that much concentrated magical energy. There's no way he'll be able to survive it. Oh, that's the noble phantasm. Oh, geez. That's when he was setting that up. He'll die. He's not human, so something merely like a human will die. That's something I can just ignore? That doubt takes my mind off of them. The binds on my body disappear, and the instant I take a deep breath.
誰だ?
Uh-oh. The guy in blue stares at me, who's hiding. The blue guy's body sinks. Just that motion tells me that I'm his target now. My legs start running automatically. I finally realize that this is an action to escape death, and I pull all the energy in my body into running away. Yeah, no. You were never escaping this, dude. I don't know how fast I ran, but before I know it, I'm in the school building.
何を
Yeah, and it's gonna die in the school hallway. Tough. I regret my actions, panting heavily. I should have run into town to get away. What am I doing, fleeing to such a deserted place? In a school, of all things. Isn't there some better place to hide than here? Anyways, why do I think I'll be killed if I don't escape? I mean, you're right, but my heart aches from running so much. Turning around, I can sense nothing pursuing me. The only sound in the air is the sound of my footsteps. Yeah, not for long. So, I can finally rest. I stop my feet, unable to take another step, send oxygen to my pumping heart, and look up to finally realize that I am safe.
何だったんだ今の
The thing that's about to kill you. I recall the scene from earlier while catching my breath. Anyway, I'm sure that it wasn't something I should have seen. Some things like humans were fighting in the school grounds. That's all I can remember. But there was something else I saw out of the corner of my eye. Yeah.
もう一人誰かいた気がするけど
He saw Tosaka. But I can't remember what that figure looked like. To be honest, I didn't have the composure to notice anything other than those two fighting.
けどこれでともかく
追いかけっこは終わり
Yikes.
だろ
Yeah, you're toast. The voice comes from right in front of me.
いや割と遠くまで走ったなお前
Hi. I can't breathe. My brain stops, and even though I cannot think, I vaguely understand that I am going to die.
逃げられないってのはお前自身が誰よりも分かってたんだろ何やられる側ってのは得てしてそういうもんだ別に恥じることじゃない
Dang. The lance is casually raised.
運が悪かったな坊主見られたからには
Wait, pause.
死んでくれや
We know magic too, bro. And the man's lance mercilessly pierces Emiya Shirou's heart. There wasn't even time to dodge it. All the training I did was for nothing. I knew I was going to be killed. I knew I was going to be pierced by that lance, yet I could not move at all. Hey, it was a spear thrust like lightning. What were you supposed to do? The world distorts. Or what was it? It was a strike like lightning? I don't know. Crap, I forgot. I totally messed that up. I suck, guys. I'm sorry. My body grows cold. Feeling vanishes from my fingertips. Nice. I cough up blood. That's supposed to say something. I can't read it. More blood should have come up, but it only happens once. Perhaps the man's lance is special. The blood slowly clots, and the heart that should have exploded stops working with just a single pierce. I can't see well. There's no feeling in me. I feel like a jellyfish floating in the dark sea at night. I don't feel any pain already. The world is white, and only I am black. So rather than feeling like I'm dead, it's more like the world around me has disappeared. I know this. I felt this 10 years ago. This is how someone feels when dying.
死人に口なしってな弱いやつがくたばるのは当然といえば当然だが
I cannot concentrate on my vision.
まったく嫌な仕事をさせてくれるこのざまで英雄とは笑い草だ
Yeah. I can only hear voices. Is he talking to his
分かってい
master?
る
Yep.
文句はないさ女のサーバントは見たんだおとなしく戻ってやるよ
Oh man, who's the master? A voice filled with irritation. And after that, I hear footsteps running through the hallway.
アーチャーか蹴りをつけておきたいところだが マスターの方針を破るわけにもいくまい。まったく、いけすかねえマスターだこと。
Okay, wait. So who is he talking to? Is he just talking to himself? He might just be talking to himself. Well, that makes me think he's not, though. I know, I have no complaints. Sounds like he's responding to someone. The voice suddenly disappears. I guess he jumped out of a window or something. And after that, footsteps approach me and stop. In that brief period, more footsteps. I can't hear much now.
追ってアーチャー。ランサーはマスターのところに戻るはず。せめて相手の顔ぐらい把握しないと。
Whose voice was that? I concentrate my fading mind, but I can't remember anything. Right now, my breathing is too noisy. My lungs must still be alive. The air coming out of my mouth is as loud as a hurricane.
その割にはまだ死んでないってのはすごいな。
I sense someone looking at my face. Perhaps my breathing was loud as the figure tries to close my mouth and...
やめてよね。なんだってあんたが。
I hear the person grit their teeth, then they touch me without hesitation.
破損した臓器を寄贈して代用。その間に心臓一つ丸々修復か。こんなの成功したら時計塔に一発合格ってレベルじゃない。
Yeah, that'd be pretty impressive. Pain-filled voice. With that, my mind stops fading. Feeling returns to my body. Slowly, bit by bit, like a drop of water going down a leaf. Feeling returns to my body. What is this person doing? The person is sweating and places their hand on my chest with all their heart. When I notice, the place where the person placed their hand is terribly hot. It must be so hot that the frozen blood melted and started to flow again. I sense someone take a deep breath and sit down.
疲れた。
I hear a clang of something falling.
まあ仕方ないか。ごめんなさい、父さん。あなたの娘はとんでもなく薄情者です。
He has to recognize who this is, right? Like, eventually. And that's it. The person speaks to mock themselves and leaves. My heart resumes its activity, and then my mind stops. This is not the sleep of death. This is a restful sleep, to recover the energy to wake up again. He takes a quick little power nap. I wake up. I feel sick. My whole body is in pain. And I have a sharp headache each time my heart throbs. Oh man. This is what I was waiting for. We're finally there. I gotta wonder, you think he realized that was Tosaka? I don't know, man. I'm still just waiting to see what happens to Tosaka. It was really interesting seeing that from his perspective, though, I can't lie. Excuse me. I can't remember because of the sharp headache. My body is cold, probably from lying on the floor for a long time. The only certain thing is my ripped uniform and my own blood on the floor. I get up with a hazy head. The spot where I was lying looks like a murder scene. It was a murder scene. Had my chest pierced? Bearing the pain, I entered the closest classroom. Moving to the locker with unsteady steps, I take out a mop and a bucket. Is that his first priority? Not get somewhere safe, not go home and recover, clean up his own blood. I'm still confused. Why do I still think I have to clean up when I've just met something totally outrageous and been killed instantly? Am I an idiot? You might be. I wipe the floor with the mop. With unsteady hands, I manage to get the blood wiped off and pick up any trash lying around and put it into my pocket. Maybe I'm destroying the evidence. I'm still in a daze, so perhaps that's why I'm doing something so absurd. Yeah, it is pretty absurd, I'm not gonna lie. That's definitely not my first thought after waking up from the dead and having my heart pierced. I put back the mop and bucket and leave the school like a zombie. I get hotter as I walk. The air is so cold, but it feels like my body is burning. I want to know how he summoned Saber. Is it literally just that she's the only one left, so he just kind of defaulted to Saber? When I get home, the day has already changed. There's no one home. Neither Fujini nor Sakura is around today. Yeah, it's probably for the best that they aren't around. I collapse to the floor. I lie on the ground and finally calm down. I take a deep breath. When I inhale, my heart cries in pain as if cracking apart. No, that's wrong. It wasn't just cracked. It had a hole in it, but it healed, and the wound tries to open up again when I inhale. Yeah, not just a dream. No, that's wrong too. I wasn't almost killed. I was actually killed. And I'm still alive in spite of that, because someone saved me. Man, I hope you thank them by not letting Saber murder them. Since the person was there, that person might have something to do with them. But that makes no difference to the fact that the person saved me. I have to thank them one of these days. Oh. What was that? The moment I let my guard down, the pain returns. At the same time, I feel like vomiting. I sit up and resist the sickness. Not even, he's gonna puke. I place my hand on my bare chest where the uniform is ripped. Even though I was saved, I did have a hole in my chest. That feeling, such an unpleasant feeling, a spearhead entering my body, isn't something I can forget easily. Yeah, 10 years like clockwork, bro. Really. This dude really had to get his life affected by both Holy Grail wars, huh? He couldn't just remain unaffected. If I close my eyes, it feels like the lance is still in me. I shake off that illusion and try to calm down. Yeah, I don't know that I would have been able to calm down that easily after literally dying, but okay. The result of all that training every night. Actually, that's fair, I suppose. Just taking a few deep breaths clears my mind, and the heart and nausea vanish from my body. A man in blue and a man in red. They looked human, but I don't think they were. Were they like ghosts or something? Yeah, that's pretty accurate, actually. But I've never heard of ghosts with form, able to associate directly with people. And they were talking, too. If they have their own will, it's hard for me to think of them as ghosts. I've heard that the only ghosts with a body are spirits, but aren't they shaped differently from humans? I mean, spirits is pretty accurate, too. He's pretty much on the right track. There's another fundamental problem. Those two who were killing each other. The murderous burglar that has appeared in the neighborhood. The ongoing ominous events in Fuyuki City. All I can tell with such thoughts is that it's way out of my league. Well, not for long. Perhaps because the wound on my chest is so vivid, I complain about things I shouldn't. Complaining comes later. First, I have to decide whether or not it's my concern. Bell hung from the ceiling rings. This is a Magus' house, even if only a poor one. There's a boundary field that alerts me when a stranger enters the property. No, not a burglar. It's Blue Man. Lancer. As I speak, I realize my foolishness. That can't be it. With this timing, right after that strange incident, that can't be it. There's an intruder. Not a burglar, but an assassin who's here for my life. Because I remember that guy saying, "You saw us, so die." The house is filled with silence. In the silent darkness, the murderous intent I felt at school is slowly drawing closer. My throat gulps. I feel a sharp chill running down my spine. I will be instantly pierced if I move from this room. I frantically contain the scream about to escape my mouth. The instant I release it, the assassin will happily jump in and take the opportunity to kill me. If that happens, it will be just like before. Unprepared, I will be pierced by that lance again. So, how is he summoning Saber here? I thought it looked like it happened in his warehouse. Or his shed. The moment I think about it, my breathing goes wild. Damn it. I'm ashamed that I'm about to give up my saved life so easily and that I'm afraid. Gritting my teeth and holding my chest, I try to restrain myself. I should get used to it. This is the second time. This is the second time I'm about to be killed. That alone is enough to make me want it to end differently from last time. Besides, I'm a magus. What have I been learning for the past 8 years if I can't even protect my own life? Well, what's he even gonna do? Enough thinking. Right now, I just have to counter the intruder. Is that why he's going to the shed? Or, even though I'm a magus, all I can do is strengthen something that could be a weapon. To fight, I need a weapon. The shed has lots of things that could become weapons, but it's too far away. If I'm attacked when I leave the living room, it will just be a repeat of what happened earlier. It'll be difficult, but I have to find a weapon here. Something long and thin would be best. My opponent's weapon is a lance, so something like a knife won't do. That's true. Oh, you got a poster. It would be great if there were a wooden sword or something, but of course, there's nothing. If anything could be a weapon, it's... Called it. I'm disappointed. But despite that, I'm determined even in this hopeless situation. Things are already as bad as they can be, so they can't get any worse. So all I have to do is run forward until I run out of energy. With the words that suggest my reconstruction, I channel magical energy into the 60-centimeter long poster. I have to turn it into something that can repel that lance, so I need to channel magical energy into every corner and solidify it. Yeah, that ain't gonna be enough, honestly. I extend my consciousness. As if soaking my blood into the poster through my skin, I permeate magical energy into it. A sense that I've hit the bottom, right before the magical energy overflows from it. Did he do it? I cut off all connection with the poster and shudder at the feeling of success. Nice. You're still not going to be able to defend yourself with that, but it's an attempt, it's progress. Quick thinking, I respect that. The poster is now as hard as metal, but it is light as it was before, so I couldn't ask for a better sword. How many years has it been since I last succeeded the strengthening magic? It's kind of ironic. The magic I've never been able to achieve since Kiritsugu died is finally working in this kind of a situation. I might be able to do something. I have some knowledge of how to use a sword. I hold the poster with both hands and stand up. I'll die anyway if I stay here, and I don't think I will be able to flee even if I escaped this house. So all I can do is to run straight to the shed and make a stronger weapon. Yeah, that's about your only chance. Come if you're going to come. It won't be like before. And the instant I think that, my whole spine shivers. When did he arrive? Appearing from the ceiling, the guy drops straight at me. Oh, Jesus. Silver light descends upon me. The guy that seems to have come straight through the ceiling descends to pierce my head. I frantically escape by rolling forward. Dang, okay, we got away. He lands softly while I keep rolling, but I stop rolling and stand with my freshly made sword in hand. Hello. He turns to face me, looking bored.
余計な手間を。見えていればいたかろうと、俺なりの配慮だったのだがな。
I mean, I'm not just gonna give up and drop dead like that, bro. He raises his lance again, seemingly uninterested. I don't know why, but he lacks the spirit he had at the school ground. In that case, I might be able to outwit him. No.
まったく、一日に同じ人間を二度殺す羽目になるとはな。いつになろうと、人の世は血生臭いということか。
I can't say I'd ever expect to kill the same person twice in a day. Not that I'd ever expect to kill someone, but like, if I did kill someone, right, just in theory, I don't think I'd be like, yeah, I might have to go do this again in a few hours to the same person. Like, that'd be pretty tough. I would just be really confused. The man is complaining as if he thinks nothing of me. I slowly move backwards. It's about 3 more meters to the window. Once out the window, it's about 20 meters to the shed. Then I can run off this instant.
じゃあな、今度こそ迷うなよ、ボス。
Whoops. He says blankly, as if sighing it out. Pain assails my right arm. It happened in an instant. The man's lance is thrust without time for me to react. I would have faced my second death with that blow, but what prevented it was my newly made sword. He must have thought it was just paper. The lance, thrust as if the poster wasn't there, was deflected by it and only skimmed my right arm.
ほう、変わった芸風だな、おい。
The man's expression goes away. His carelessness disappears, and he's now staring at me with beast-like eyes. Yeah, he knows you're a magus now. Most likely. I screwed up. I was just being stupidly optimistic when I thought I could do something. The thing before me is a monster beyond belief. Painfully, I realize my foolishness for letting my guard down even slightly against him. That's right. If I'd been really desperate, I should have ran frantically to the window as soon as I miraculously avoided his first attack.
ただの坊主かと思ったが、なるほど。微弱だが魔力を感じる。心臓をうがたれて生きているってのはそういうことか。
Yeah. Seems like it. I mean, it makes sense. I don't know why else he would have lived, even for as long as he did. He points his lance at me. I won't be able to block it. I can't possibly block that lightning-fast blow. If his weapon were a sword, I might have been able to at least prepare for it. But that's a lance. A sword follows a line, but a lance has a point. How am I supposed to block a blow from a point that I can't even see coming? Yeah, that's a good question.
少しは楽しめそうじゃないか。
No, you're still gonna whoop him. Until he gets saber. The man's body descends. This music, okay. Let me just let this play out for a second. Okay, I like this. In that instant, his lance is swung sideways. Yeah, you probably just broke all your ribs. I blocked the lance coming at my face with just my instincts. Oh, okay. There you go, Shirou.
いい子だ。ほら、次行くぞ。
There's a huge whirlwind. I don't know how he's moving the lance in this small room, but it makes a beautiful arc and comes to attack my body from the other side. My constructed sword moved to stop it, bends. Oh my goodness. Yikes. Is he using a hammer? Damn, this numbness feels like I've broken the bones in my arm. Yeah, you probably did. Oh, did he swing? I swing the sword instinctively. He must take me lightly, as he hasn't pulled back his lance, so I flick away the shaft with my sword. And that probably did nothing. The arms that hit it go numb. The sword bends even more, and the man... Yeah, jeez. The sword bends even more, and the man's lance only moves slightly.
使えねえな。機械をくれてやったのに無駄な真似しやがって。まあ、魔術師に切り合いを望んでも仕方ねえんだろうが。
Yeah, wait till I get saber on you, okay? The man was just playing with me. Good lord, I can't read right now, guys. I might be an idiot. He let me hit him once, since I blocked him twice. But I used up my one and only chance for just a makeshift attack. That's why he sees no point in fighting me anymore.
拍子抜けだ。やはりすぐに死ねよ。
He readies his lance again.
勝手に
During that small, unnecessary movement,
言ってろマヌケ
without looking behind me, I jump out the window. Yeah, what? Does he just... I mean, right move. You gotta get to that shed, bro. That's your only chance. I break the window with my back and roll outside. He thinks quick. I'll give him that. I'll give you that, Shirou. I roll a few times, get up, and... Without a thought, I turn and swing behind me. Did you block the lance? The man hesitates a moment as I deflected his lance thrust. As I expected. If I jumped out the window, he would definitely come after me. And he would kill me even before I could get up. That's why I expected the fatal blow and swung at it. Okay, yeah, he thinks quick, bro. He thinks quick. I like it, I like it. It was a bold plan. I would have died if it was a second too late or a second too early. But considering the difference in our skill, I could never have been too early. Yeah, okay, that's fair. So all I had to do was get up as fast as possible and swing at what was coming behind me. The result was perfect. I won my bet and deflected the man's lance. Yeah, this time. I quickly regained my balance. Now I have to make it to the shed before he recovers.
飛べ
What? The man who supposedly had his lance knocked away comes up to me empty-handed and spins and executes a roundhouse kick. Bro, he probably just kicked you into the freaking shed. Yeah, he just knocked your lights out. The scenery flies past me. My battered chest is numb, and I cannot breathe. No, what's more surprising is I'm flying. I never in my dreams thought that I would be sent flying by a mere roundhouse kick. I fall to the ground from my back. Bro, are you even at the same house? I hit a wall and come crashing down. Nah, bro's at a new house. He's at his neighbor's now. I can't breathe. My vision is blurred. I manage to stand up, supporting myself against the wall of my destination, the shed. Nah, I mean, I figured that was actually his house. It'd be funny if it wasn't, though. Yeah, you're only... Literally, I mean, he literally has to summon Saber. That's all he can do. And he doesn't know that. So I don't know how he did it. I track the man with my blurry vision. I must have been kicked 20 meters. The man approaches, lance in hand. I'll be killed. I'll definitely be killed. The man will be here in a second. If I don't want to die now, I have to get up and face him. Yeah. I don't know what you're doing. The lance comes out at me. I can't even turn around fully, and my collapsing body faces the man's lance.
男だったらちゃんと立ってる
How fortunate. I got lucky as I couldn't hold myself up and my knees collapsed. Hey, I mean, that works. The lance goes over my head and hits the door of the shed, opening it. Yeah, you need to book it in there now. So this is my last chance. If I go into the shed, there should be something that I could use as a weapon. Yeah, that's all you got, bro. I enter the shed on all fours. There.
これでしまいだ
A fatal, inescapable blow is thrust.
こんな
And I block it. I unroll the poster and make it a one-time shield. Oh my goodness, dude. What the heck? Quick thinking. He thinks really fast. I respect that. A huge impact. The opened up poster did block the lance, but it was not strong enough. It's pierced through and transforms back into its original paper. Hit by the impact of the thrust lance, I'm flung to the wall. Bro, he's getting bullied by this dude, but I think just about anyone would. I fall on my butt and recover myself. When I raise my head to try and find a weapon,
爪だ今のは割と驚かされたぜ坊主
the man is pointing the lance at me. This is it. The man's lance is pointed directly at my heart. I know this. This is the smell of death I felt just a few hours ago. Are we going back to the... Is it going to do the prologue? Is he just going to, like, somehow nonchalantly mutter the words that summon Saber? Am I supposed to left click here?
しかし わからねえな。起点は聞くくせに魔術はからっきしときた。筋はいいようだが、まだ若すぎたか。
Yeah, we do suck at magic. Sorry about that, man. I can't hear him. My mind is focused only on the weapon in front of me. It's only natural, because I'll die when that thing is thrust. So everything else is gone from my mind. What else can I think about now that things have ended up like this?
もしやとは思うが、お前が7人目だったのかもな。
Yeah, no, I am.
だとしても、これで終わりなんだが。
He has no clue what he's talking about, though. The man's arm moves. The movement I couldn't even see before looks like it's in slow motion now. The running silver light. The spearhead moves straight for my heart. It will spill blood in the next second. I know this feeling. Feeling of metal running into me. The taste of blood coming up my throat. The sense of the world around me disappearing. I felt all of it earlier. And I have to experience it again? Really? I don't understand. Why do I have to go through this? This is bullshit. I can't accept this. I can't just die here meaninglessly. I was saved. I was saved, so I can't die so easily. I have to live and fulfill my obligations. If I die, I can't do that. But the lance will pierce me. The spearhead will cut into my flesh and pierce my heart. It pisses me off. It's ridiculous to kill someone that easily. It's ridiculous for me to die so easily. Dying twice in one day, that's ridiculous as well. Damn, everything is so screwed up that I can't contain it all and...
ふざけるな。俺は
won't be killed meaninglessly by someone like you. Okay, so wait, what's the move here? Huh? I guess he already summoned Saber on accident. Truly, it appeared like magic. In a blinding light, it appears from behind me. My mind stops. All I know is that the figure who appeared is a girl. The moment it appears, it repels the lance thrust at my heart and steps up to the enemy without hesitation. Okay, Saber's here.
7人目のサーバントだと。
The man readies his deflected lance, and the girl swings something she is holding. Sparks fly twice. A strong swing. The man hesitates, receiving a heavy blow from the girl. Yeah, you gotta run now. He must have realized he is at a disadvantage as he jumps out of the shed with bestial speed. While keeping her guard up against the man, she quietly turns to me. Hello. The wind is strong today. The clouds drift and the moon appears for a brief moment. The silver light that shines into the shed lights up the girl in knightly form. I'm speechless, not because I'm confused by the sudden turn of events. I'm at a loss for words because of this girl's overwhelming beauty. The girl stares at me emotionlessly with her jewel-like eyes.
とあなたが私のマスターか
I don't know, I guess so. She says in a valiant voice.
マスター
I only repeat back her words. I don't know who she is or what she's talking about. All I know is that this small girl is the same kind of being as the man outside. The girl says nothing and just stares at me silently. How can I put this? The figure in front of me is so special that I forget the situation, that the man outside could come back and attack at any second. It feels like time has stopped just around me. The fear of death has disappeared and only the girl fills my vision.
サーバントセーバー召喚に従い参上した
Our summons?
マスター指示を
How did we summon her? She speaks again. The instant I hear the words master and servant, a pain shoots through my left hand. It's like a hot iron has been placed on my hand. Yeah, those are the command spells. I grab my left hand instinctively. That must have been the signal, as the girl quietly nods her lovely face.
これより我が剣はあなたと共にありあなたの運命は私と共にあるここに契約は完了した
Alright.
契約って何の
Yeah, he has no clue what's going on, man. Even I have some knowledge of magic. I understand what that word means, but the girl doesn't answer me and looks away with the same grace she had when she nodded. She looks at the door of the shed. There stands the man, his lance ready in his hand. She moves faster than I can think. The knightly girl leaps out of the shed without hesitation. Yeah, Lancer is about to get dusted. I get up and follow the girl, even forgetting the pain in my body. There's no way that girl will be a match for him. Psych. No way that guy will be a match for her. Even armored like that, she's a girl smaller than me. Yeah, it doesn't matter. My words are silenced by the sound. I can't believe my eyes. This time my head really goes blank. Yeah, she's built different. The sound of weapons. The moon is hidden behind the clouds and the yard has returned to its original darkness. In it, sparks are born from steel hitting steel. The lance-wielding man wordlessly attacks the girl who jumped out of the shed. But the girl parries the blow of the lance and knocks away all following attacks, driving the man back with every blow. Jeez, she's built different. I can't believe it. The girl called Saber is overpowering that man. The battle has begun. What happened between me and him earlier wasn't a battle. A battle is a fight between two people who can kill each other. Whatever the difference in skills, if each has a way to kill the other, then you can call it a battle. Their fight is a battle in that sense too. The man's lance that I couldn't even see is thrown with even more power, but the girl parries it with a thing in her hand and closes in on the man. The man retreats a bit. He holds his lance vertically to protect his ribs as the girl goes for him. Yeah, he's on the defensive. That's different. We haven't seen that yet. That's so blurry, I doubt I can use that as a thumbnail, but for a moment, the man's lance glows. You about to use his noble phantasm? It was a blow like an explosion, and I guess it really was one. The instant the man blocks the thing the girl's holding, the lance in his hand glows as if electrified. The man, and even I, can tell what that is. That is a force of magical energy so strong that it's visible. Oh, Jesus. And each of the girl's blows a terrible amount of magical energy. That outrageous amount of magical energy is penetrating the opponent's weapon just by touching it. Such a thing. It would take such force just to block it. If you think of the man's lance as an accurate sniper rifle, the blows of the girl are like those of a powerful shotgun. Yeah, that seems fair. Every time the girl swings, the yard is filled with light. Man, how do people around here not hear this? Well, I guess we have the boundary field. But that isn't what's overpowering the man. The man complains while avoiding the girl's fierce attacks. The girl doesn't answer, but only attacks even more with the thing in her hands. The man retreats with not even a chance for a counterattack, because the girl's weapon is invisible. Invisible?! She has an invisible sword! As he cannot sense her range, it would be careless to attack recklessly. Yes, it is invisible. She has an invisible sword? Are you serious? The girl definitely has something in her hand, but as you can't see what shape it is, nor how long it is, you can't tell anything about it. Perhaps it's totally invisible, as it does not show up even when sparks fly off from it. How? The man must be having a hard time defending against it, as his moves aren't as sharp. And the girl let out a voice for the first time. She swings her weapon with more fury. A storm of swings without pause. Flying sparks remind me of a blacksmith hitting iron. Yeah, Lancer's gonna die if he doesn't leave. The lance-wielding man blocks them, clucking his tongue. I must say, I admire his skills, even though he tried to kill me. The man is blocking invisible blows, watching only the opponent's legs and arms. That is kind of absurd. I'll give Lancer that. How do you do that? But that's it. You only need to beat down someone who's gone defensive. As if to say so, the girl steps even closer to the man and delivers a blow with all her might, as if smashing him down. He must see this as an opportunity as the man disappears. No, he jumped back, making it look like he disappeared. The girl's blow cuts through the air and destroys the ground, kicking up dust. Oh my god! The invisible sword is, yeah, destroying the ground here. Okay, why not? The blow, swung as a final one, was easily dodged.
バカ、何やってんだあいつ。
I can tell even from a distance. I don't know about the careful blows from before, but such a big blow won't be able to touch that man. Even that man's body must have been straining under all those attacks, but he suppressed it for an instant and jumped away, as if this blow will determine the victor. The man who jumped back several meters jumps as soon as he lands. As if reversing his retreat, he jumps at the girl. In contrast, the girl still has her sword in the ground. That opening is irrevocable. The red lance returns in less than a second, and the girl twirls her body with the sword still in the ground. So the contest lasts less than a second. The man sees his mistake and tries to hold back, while the girl uses her whole body to execute her blow. Wait, what is she doing? Oh, is he hit? The man blown away, and the girl who blew him away both seemed discontent. They each launched their blows to kill the other. Even if they allowed them to escape immediate danger, they were worthless. The distance opens. The two stare at each other silently.
どうしたランサー。止まっていては僧兵の名が泣こう。そちらが来ないのなら私が行くが。
Dang! Saber said, yeah, you're a coward. You just gonna stand there?
わざわざ死にに来るか。それは構わんが、その前に一つだけ聞かせろ。貴様の宝具、それは剣か。
The man glares as if staring right into her heart. Yeah, that's definitely Saber, bro.
さあどうかな。旋風かもしれぬし、双剣かもしれぬ。いや、もしや弓かもしれんが。
That's so unfair. How are you just gonna hide your entire weapon? That's so bull. What? That's hacks.
抜かせセイバ
Perhaps it's really funny for him. The man, the one called Lancer, lowers his lance. It looks like he's indicating that he doesn't want to fight anymore. The girl is puzzled by Lancer's action, but I know that stance. It was used in that fight a few hours ago in the schoolyard. It's the fatal move that was supposed to have ended the show.
ついでにもう一つ聞くがな。お互い初見だしよ。ここらで分けって気はないか。
Even?
悪い話じゃないだろう。そら、あそこでほうけているお前のマスターは使い物にならんし、俺のマスターとて姿を晒せねえ大ふぬけときた。
Dang. You're kind of greasy for that one.
ここはお互い万全の状態になるまで勝負を持ち越した方が好ましいんだが。
Is that why he fled, or does Saber agree to this?
断る。
Oh no.
あなたはここで倒れろ、
Yeah,
ランサー。
Yeah, no, she's built different.
そうかよ。たく、こっちはもともと様子見が目的だったんだぜ。サーバントが出たとあっちゃ、長居する気はなかったんだが。
Yeah, that wasn't the goal, I guess. Seems like the air around them distorted. Oh, noble phantasm time. Lancer lowers his stance. This music, bro. That's ominous. A chill runs through the air at that moment. It's exactly like back then. The magical energy rumbles in a whirlpool, centered on that lance.
ホーグ。
The girl readies her apparent sword and glares at the enemy in front of her. The girl, facing the enemy, knows better than I how dangerous he is.
じゃあな、その心臓、もらい受ける。
Will you, though? The beast jumps. Lancer instantly appears in front of the girl, as if he teleported, and thrusts his lance at the girl's feet. It was a bad move, even to my eyes. With the lance already lowered, it wouldn't be effective to aim low at the girl. To prove my point, the girl jumps over the lance and moves forward to slash Lancer away. I feel like that's part of a trap or something at that moment.
ゲイ！ボルク！
Hey, I've heard of Gaybolg. That's a weapon and fire emblem. So, I mean, it's probably some mythical weapon that I don't know anything about. Lance thrust at the girl's feet rushes towards her heart. Her body rises into the air. The girl is driven up into the air by the blow of the lance, and she crashes down. No, lands on the ground. Did she just tank that, or... She's bleeding. The girl, who hasn't even received a scratch so far, is bleeding badly from her chest.
いや、今のは因果の逆転か。
What just happened? I'm surprised too. Yeah, so am I. What just happened? No, since I saw it from a distance, I can tell better than her that the attack just now was a strange one. The lance was definitely aimed at her feet. That felt like a trick, but it suddenly changed its course, moving strangely in an impossible direction and pierced the girl's heart. But the lance itself has not grown or bent. It looked so natural that it makes one think that the lance was already in her heart, and for that reason, it's strange. It's not as simple as the lance changing its course and piercing her heart. The lance did not change its course, but changed the means so that the result would be so. What? The lance thrust with that name carried the result of piercing her heart as a premise. In other words, the process and the result were reversed. As long as there was the result of the lance piercing her heart, the course of the lance was merely something added later to prove that fact. An evil thorn that breaks through all defenses. Well, that's overpowered. A lance that pierces the heart every time it's used. A weapon that determines your fate just by its use. How can anyone block such a ridiculous attack? Yeah, great question. I'm wondering the same thing, man. However, the enemy tries to dodge it, the lance will pierce their heart without fail. That's why this move is fatal. A cursed lance that always pierces the opponent with one thrust. But the girl has evaded it by a small margin. She is wounded, but it was not a fatal blow. In a sense, her actions were more impossible than the lance. The instant the lance was thrust, she turned and jumped back with all her might as if she knew this was going to happen. Yeah, she probably knows about Gaebolg. Is that how you say that, Gaebolg? Gaebolg? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I mean, I guess he did say it. We can just...
Gay?
Definitely gay.
Bulk?
Bog? Bog? I'm saying Bog. Gaebolg. Either she had incredible luck or enough divine protection to nullify the curse of the lance. Either way, she avoided a fatal blow and sullied the lance's name. The girl catches her breath. The blood that was running so much has stopped, and even her stabbed wound is healing. Oh, they recovered that fast? Dang. I guess that's extraordinary. I knew she wasn't normal, but still, that's too strange. Like her skills to fight against Lancer, like the incredible magical energy in each of her blows, and like her body that heals by itself, this girl clearly surpasses Lancer. Yeah, Saber's built different, but that was only up to now. Even if it's healing, her wound is deep. If Lancer attacks her now, she'll be defeated without even being able to defend herself. But, with this overwhelming advantage, Lancer doesn't move. He glares at the girl, grinding his teeth so hard that I can hear it. He's probably pissed.
かわしたな、セイバー。我が必殺のゲイボルクを。
A voice that seems to echo from the ground.
ゲイボルク。オミはアイルランドの光の巫女か。
Lancer frowns. His hostility disappears and he clucks his tongue in annoyance.
ドジったぜ。こいつを出すからには必殺でなけりゃやばいってのにな。まったく。有名すぎるのも考えものだ。
Okay. So... Now she's kind of at the advantage because she knows who he is. The pressure goes away. Lancer doesn't even attack the wounded girl and simply turns his back and moves to the edge of the yard.
己の正体を知られた以上、どちらかが消えるまでやり合うのがサーバントのセオリーだが、あいにくうちの雇い主は臆病者でな。やりが交わされたのなら帰ってこい。なんて抜かしやがる。
Speaking with him over a distance? Okay.
逃げるのか、ランサー。
ああ、追ってくるのなら構わんぞ、セイバー。ただし、その時は決死の覚悟を抱いてこい。
Psych. With one bound, Lancer easily jumps over the wall and disappears. Yep, and now we're about to whoop Archer too.
待て、ランサー。
The wounded girl starts running to pursue the enemy.
バカかあいつ。
This is kind of her job. I run through the yard with all my strength. The girl will go after him if I don't stop her instantly. You could literally just tell her to stop and she would, but there was no need for that. When the girl tries to jump over the wall, she clenches her chest and stops. Never mind. I run to her and stare at her. No, I tried to approach her to call out to her, but I forget about it the instant I come near her. To put it simply, everything about her is absurd. Yeah, that's fair. Now that I'm near her, I can tell that the shining armor she wears is really heavy. The old-fashioned cloth is smooth, a vivid blue. No, that isn't what fascinates me. The girl, who seems to be a few years younger than me, is beautiful. The golden hair lit by the moonlight is finely textured, as if sprinkled with gold dust. The face, with some sign of naivete, has elegance, and her white skin looks soft. I can't call out to her because I am fascinated by her beauty, and also for another reason. Seeing the girl fighting and getting hurt somehow made me mad. All the while I'm fascinated with her, the girl has her hand on her chest, but that ends quickly. The girl lets her chest go and looks up as if the pain has gone away. She stares directly at me. I'm not sure how I should talk to her, but I noticed something about her. Yeah, that's called being built different. Even though it missed her heart, that lance stabbed her in the chest, but she's unscathed. I've heard of healing magic, but I didn't see her use anything like that. Yeah, noble spirits, her servants, they're built different, I guess. I guess you have to kill them or they just heal up quick like that. So that must mean even if she gets wounded, she automatically heals. And my brain switches gear. This is no time to be fascinated by her. She is a strange being. I can't let my guard down until I know what she is. I take half a step back and ask her. We don't know anything about that. Yeah, we don't know how we summoned you, though. Alright. She replies without hesitation. Her tone is polite yet gentle, and just hearing it makes my head go blank. Hey, what am I getting excited about? I hide my burning face with my hand and reply really stupidly. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, that's pretty stupid, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't know of any such thing to say. Since I asked her name, isn't it natural for her to introduce herself? In that case, it would be impolite to stay silent like this.
Emiya Shirou って言ってこの家の人間だ。
What am I doing? Are my answers getting stupider? But she told me her name, so I should answer too. I know I'm confused right now, but I have to be polite no matter who this is. The girl, Saber, just stares at me without changing her expression.
いや違う、今のはなしだ。聞きたいのはそういうことでなくて、つまりだな。
分かっています。あなたは正規のマスターではないのですね。
I don't know, probably not. What's the difference between a formal and an informal master?
しかし、それでもあなたは私のマスターです。契約を交わした以上、あなたを裏切りはしない。
Alright, sounds good. Crap, I can hear her words, but they make no sense to me. Yeah, she's gonna need to explain this to him later. All I know is that she's calling me with a ridiculous word like master.
それは違う。俺マスターなんて名前じゃないぞ。
それでは素人。ええ、私としてはこの発音の方が好ましい。
Guess that's easy. When's Archer gonna show up? As soon as she says my name, I think my face lit up on fire. Shouldn't you call someone by their last name on a first meeting?
ちょっと待て。なんだってそっちの方。
Pain suddenly runs through my left hand. Yeah, that's the command spells, I'd say. Yep. The back of my hand is burning. My hand feels like it's in a fire, and on it is a strange mark that looks like a tattoo. What is that?
それは霊樹と呼ばれるものです。
It is a command spell, okay.
私たちサーバントを律する3つの命令権であり、マスターとしての命でもある。
お前。
Whoops. Before I can finish with "Are you?", the air around her changes. Yeah, Archer's here now.
シロ、傷の治療を。
The heck do I do that? She speaks in a cold voice. Seems her attention is on something far away, behind the wall, and not on me.
待て、まさか俺に言ってるのか。悪いけど、そんな難しい魔術は知らないし、それにもう治ってるじゃないか、それ。
Saber frowns a bit. I think I said something really wrong there. Probably the fact that you don't know any difficult magic.
ではこのままで臨みます。自動修復は外面を覆っただけですが、あと一度の戦闘ならば支障はないでしょう。
Jesus. Saber's like, yeah, I just took a noble phantasm to the chest, but I'll go fight Archer. And Nene him, by the way.
あと一度って何を？
Yeah, they're right outside.
外の敵は2人。この程度の重圧なら数秒で倒しうる相手です。
Dang. Saying so, Saber jumps lightly. Just like Lancer, she leaps over the wall and disappears outside. I'm left alone in the yard. Yeah, Tosaka's dead if you don't get outside soon, so...
外に敵？
You just gotta go check that out, right? As soon as I say it aloud, I realize what it means.
ちょっと待て、まだ戦うっていうのか、お前。
Yeah. My body starts to move. Without thinking, I run to the gate with full force. She's probably already whooped Archer at this point. I run to the gate, unlock it with trembling hands, and jump outside.
サイバー、どこだ？
I search through the dark. The moon is hidden, now of all times, and it is completely dark. But I hear something nearby.
そこか。
I run to the small road with no sign of anyone on it. It all happens in an instant. Saber is confronting a familiar guy in red. Saber runs at the man in red without hesitation, takes his guard down with one blow, and easily slashes the man in red. Saber raises her arm to finish him off. But right before the man in red's neck is slashed, he disappears as a powerful magic is cast. Yep, there's Rin using the second command spell. Saber doesn't stop. She dashes to the person behind the man in red and easily cuts off the large spell the person launches. What? Cuts it off? What? I knew she was strong, but this is overwhelming. That spell right now was at a level of intervention magic that I cannot even compare with. Father could use one as strong as that, but to cast a natural intervention of that power instantly, I don't think even a first-class magist could do so. Yeah, it's a command spell. But Saber nullified even that master-class magic. Wait, hold on. Okay, never mind. My bad. That was the wind spell. With like 10 years of stored up wind. And she just tanks it. The enemy must be a Magus, as the match is decided right there. The Magus's attacks are no use against Saber, and she mercilessly attacks the Magus. A sound of someone falling backwards. You gotta go check this out and realize that it's Tosaka, right? The Magus has miraculously dodged Saber's blow, but the enemy now cannot move. Saber corners the enemy and points her invisible sword. My mind freezes. Probably because the moon lights up the scene for an instant. He realizes it's Tosaka, right? I can tell that the figure Saber is pointing at is a human. I can't tell who it is, but the image of Saber killing someone and getting splattered with blood pops into my head. Saber moves. She will pierce the enemy's throat with a thing in her hand.
Yamero! Saber!
I scream as loud as I can. Her sword stops. Thank God I can't see her sword. The end of her invisible sword isn't wet with the enemy's blood. Okay, so does Tosaka not die?
やめろ。頼むからやめてくれ。
Yeah, you're gonna have to get a stomach for this later, just saying. I address her, glaring, preparing myself to do my best to stop her.
なぜ止めるのです、シロ。彼女はアーチャーのマスターです。ここで仕留めておかなければ。
No, Saber has no intention of stopping. She only stopped because I said so, and she is ready to bring her sword down at any time.
だから待てって。人のことをマスターだとか言ってるけど、こっちは点でわからないんだ。俺をそんな風に呼ぶんなら、少しは説明するのが筋ってもんだろう。
Saber doesn't answer. She only stares at me in silence.
順番が違うだろう、セイバー。俺はまだお前が何なのか知らない。けど話してくれるなら聞くから、そんなことはやめてくれ。
So he does intervene. Tosaka's not dead. It seems. Saber is silent. Still pointing her sword at the fallen enemy, she looks at me discontentedly.
そんなこととはどのようなことか。
We legit have no clue what you're talking
あ
about.
なたはむやみに人を傷つけるな。などという理想論を挙げるのですか。
Not hurting anyone unnecessarily? Well, it is true that we should avoid fights as much as possible, but I'm not so good-natured as to release someone who came to attack me.
つまりあなたは敵であれ命を絶つなと言いたいのでしょう。そのような言葉には従いません。敵は倒すものです。それでもやめろというのであれば、令状を持って私を律しなさい。
He doesn't know how to do that.
いや、そんなことっていうのはお前のことだ。女の子が剣なんて振り回すもんじゃない。
Bro,
怪我をしてるならなおさらだろう。
you know how fast she would clean you if y'all got in a fight?
ってそっか、本当に剣を持ってるかどうかはわからないんだっけ。いや、とにかくそういうのはダメだ。
That's an absurd ideal. Yeah, I'd be dumbfounded too. How long were we standing like that?
で、いつになったら剣を下げてくれるのかしらね、セイバーさんは。
The figure on the ground suddenly speaks. Saber suddenly concentrates her attention on her sword.
諦めなさい。敵を前にして下げる剣はありません。
あなたのマスターは下げろって言ってるのに。へえ、セイバーともあろうサーバントが主に逆らうって言うんだ。
Dang, is Sasaka goading her? Saber grits her teeth. But Saber lowers her sword and relaxes. Saber's hostility disappears, so she must have put away her sword as well.
さ、なら立ってもいいのよね、私。
The one on the ground stands up. She looks shameless, brushing her rear. Hey, wait a second. That sulky person is definitely... What?
お前遠坂。
Yeah, he almost just got Tosaka murked.
ええ。こんばんは、エミヤくん。
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, we have no clue what's going on, bro. Can you explain, please? Tosaka Rin replies with a big smile. That gets me. If she greets me normally like that, everything that happened up to now seems like a dream and... No, my head's about to explode. Jeez. How easy would things be if it did? That's a great question. Things would be a lot easier if it did.
いや、だからさっきの魔術は遠坂が使ったってことだから、つまり
魔術師ってことでしょ。まあ、お互い似たようなもんだし、隠す必要もないわよね。
I don't know that I'd say we're the same, like... We're not even on, like, the same dimension in terms of magic ability, but okay. When she replies clearly like that, it makes me seem stupid for asking.
いいから話は中でしましょう。どうせ何も分かってないんでしょ、エミヤくんは。
Correct. So saying, she walks toward the entrance.
待て遠坂、何考えてんだお前。
And then she turns, and the smile on her face isn't like the previous one.
バカね、いろいろ考えてるわよ。だから話をしようって言ってるんじゃない。
Fair enough.
エミヤくん、突然の事態に驚くのもいいけど、素直に認めないと命取りって時もあるのよ。ちなみに今がその時だと分かって。
She glares at me.
分かればよろしい。それじゃあ行こっか、エミヤくんのお家にね。
She almost got murked for coming here to save him. That's wild to me. That's tough. Tosaka goes through the gate.
なんかすげえ怒ってるぞ。
Yeah, she just about got murked after she saved your life. It's only natural. She had a sword pointed at her until now, and she was almost killed.
いや、それにしたって。
Is it just my imagination, or is she totally unlike how she seems at school? Ugh. What I should do, end the episode here. Will I do it? I want to make it to the end of the day. We're just gonna save here. Alright. And so I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. I thought this was a amazing episode. We had the big question answered about Tosaka. She's okay, right? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? We don't know. You know, Saber is here. We've seen her power. We've seen kind of to an extent who Lancer is, right? I could probably just look up Gaebog and find out who wielded it, right? You know, we saw his true power. We saw Saber's power. We've seen all these events from Shirou's perspective, which have been really interesting, very interesting stuff. Such as, you know, obviously him dying, very interesting to see that. The fight, him summoning Saber, the fight between Rin and Saber, and then we also saw extra things like some of the drama at school with Shinji. So I gotta say, this was one of the best episodes, if not the best episode so far. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. I've really enjoyed it. I will 100% be back tomorrow because this game's too good to not keep playing. Frankly, it's that simple. So I'll be back tomorrow, and we will see what Tosaka's got to say to us, and we will see all brand new content from here. It's not kind of from a different person's perspective. It's all brand new. So that is that. Yeah, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.